Okay, I saw this coming from a mile away, and I'm really surprised that nobody else has covered this. The Breonna Taylor ruling came out today. It was awaited on bated breath. Let's keep in mind, they had Louisville prepared for riots. They had it on lockdown because they knew the jury was not going to rule in favor of Breonna Taylor. If they were actually going to arrest the 3 cops for the murder of Breonna Taylor, there would be no riots. But that's not what happened. The conservative Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, said the use of force by the 2 other officers in the case was justified to protect themselves. The grand jury voted to indict Officer Brett Hankinson for wanton endangerment for blindly shooting 10 rounds from outside of Taylor's apartment. So he didn't get charged for the killing of Breonna Taylor. It was for shooting through the neighbor's wall. But that's not why I'm making this video. Here's what happened right after. They knew riots were going to happen. The police were there armed with rubber bullets, batons, and immediately began arresting peaceful protesters. Now, some were getting violent and agitated because of this sensitive situation. But what I want to talk about are the 2 officers that were shot within 4 hours of the riots beginning. This was a complete setup by far-right terrorist militia groups hired and paid off by the Trump campaign in order to fuel the narrative that the radical left and the blacks are a dangerous threat to the American way of life, a threat to the suburbs, and a threat to police. And this just fuels Trump's brand as the law and order candidate, sending the National Guard to protect our fellow officers. And it works. You know this is happening. This is a shooting from a right-wing terrorist group. It's going to come out. I'm the first one to say it. I know it. Now, Donald Trump was asked about the Breonna Taylor verdict at his press hearing just moments after. And what did he have to say? Oh, well, he said the Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, is a star and an amazing Attorney General, and that really he doesn't think all the facts were presented. So, of course, he sided with the Attorney General. Fine. I don't agree with him, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt there. Then, just hours later, you have 2 officers shot by quote-unquote protesters. And then within the hour of the shootings, Donald Trump tweets, praying for the 2 police officers that were shot tonight in Louisville. The federal government stands behind you and is ready to help. I spoke to the governor and we are ready to work together immediately upon request. Mind you, he did not say a word about Breonna Taylor. I don't think he's ever said her name out loud. But what did this do? Well, this hijacked the narrative of Breonna Taylor and racial justice and Black Lives Matter, and yet again turned it into a conversation about left-wing violence. It's a brilliantly devious plan by the Trump campaign. This was a setup. They paid the shooter to shoot the cops, not kill them, shoot them, in order to help Donald Trump's re-election campaign, because it does. Now this gets people on the fence about who they're going to vote for, thinking about, well, geez, maybe the Democrats do want to get rid of our police, and they are violent. They're shooting fellow officers. And please, don't put this past Trump. He'll do anything to win re-election. This is the truth. Wake up. And look, this isn't the first time Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old alt-right militia member who murdered 2 protesters at the Kenosha rally just under a month ago. You can see Kyle Rittenhouse at the front row of a Trump rally. Now, of course, Kyle didn't get arrested for murder because, well, he's white and he's right-wing, so they said it was self-defense and he was just protecting his community. And we even hear the cops express their gratitude for him being there with his gun. That's in another video. You can find that somewhere else on YouTube. But back to the point. In the same way that Trump makes up baseless conspiracies about radical left outside anarchists being financed by individuals in opposition to Trump, he's just projecting because that is exactly what he did last night in Louisville. Don't be fooled by this elaborate tactic. The cops got off without being charged for murder. Breonna Taylor is dead. She committed no crime. Donald Trump doesn't have to condemn the police anymore. And this results again as a big loss for the African American community and for America as a whole. I am so ashamed and so disappointed in our judicial system. Poor Breonna Taylor's family. This is heartbreaking. It's maddening, and it's so Donald Trump to take advantage of such a vulnerable situation and turn it into his favor, all for re-election. Donald, you're not getting away with this. We caught you. Let it be known that Trump kills his own police for re-election and puts it on the Democrats. I'd like to say cheaters never prosper, but he proved that wrong in 2016. Alright guys, leave a comment, give the video a thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe for daily videos, and I will continue to uncover the truth